My favorite artist is NF. As he's like a musician, he makes like rap songs and all that type of stuff. So I really started fucking with him a lot more like last year. Around last year, beginning of last year. Like I had heard his songs before. I've listened to NF songs in the past, and I've loved his songs. His songs are really nice. But for whatever reason, sometime early last year, like the song just hits different, right? It's like I heard it and it just hits different, and since then till date I've been addicted. So long story short, I went to like the beginning of his channel or the beginning of his page, whatever, and my goal was to listen to like every single one of his songs. So, but the thing I found from the beginning, after going back to like the very very first album he dropped or whatever, was like this guy was just an ordinary guy in the sense that we see a lot of these our celebrities or just successful people, whatever, and we think they're like, advanced, right? We think they're like higher level, and they are to some degree. But what I noticed was at the beginning when he started, this guy was just like an ordinary guy, nothing really special about him. But he just kept going and going, and got better all the songs and all that type of stuff before eventually became, the NF we all know today. So the reason why I told all these stories, I noticed that a lot of successful people, like when you look at the stories of a lot of all these successful people, celebrities, and so on and so forth, we usually feel like these people, they knew what they were doing at the beginning, right? Like at the beginning, they had like their goal, their dream, their vision, and they kind of knew what they want, what they are trying to do, like how to get there, and all that type of stuff. And when I usually go back to the very beginning now and look at a lot of these people's stories, you kind of find out that these people don't really know what they're doing. Like they didn't know what they were doing at the beginning, right? Like it's almost like you just have to have your goal. Like you have to be extremely delusional. Like you have to really, really, like I don't even know how to. Like you have to really disconnect from reality, because if you are trying to predict the future based off of just like real world, like just off of reality, it's probably like the odds and the chances are probably extremely slim. So these people, they have to like disconnect from their real life reality and have this false delusional idea that this other type of timeline is going to be possible. But there's literally like no evidence, no way of them knowing, nothing. So it's like they just have to have faith, right? So it's like you just have to have a dream, a goal, a vision, whatever, and just believe that it's going to work out somehow, some way. And it seems a lot of times it doesn't work out, right? It's like we live in the real world, so things go south every single time. It doesn't work out sometimes. You like people fail, things don't go according to plan every single time. But the thing is, these successful people, it's something that they don't like. When they hit a roadblock or when things don't go according to plan, they always just iterate and adjust. I don't know, it's like you have to be really, really, like, let's say fucked in the head or extremely determined to just have this false like idea, this dream, this pipe dream, right? It's like you're really, really chasing, like you give every single thing you have to it, because in the present moment I'm looking to the future, it just doesn't seem like something that will come into fruition. But the funny thing is, eventually, no matter how long it eventually takes, these people's like it eventually comes true, right? And I think Steve Jobs said it best. So Steve Jobs was the guy that invented the iPhone. Right? He found out the iPhone before. The guy is dead now, he's late. But before he died, he said in one of his speeches that you don't connect the dots looking forward. The dots only connects looking backwards. Like the dots only make sense, right? And for Steve Jobs' story, when he was young, right? Like I think he dropped out of school when he was like 17 years old or something like that, right? So he went and took this calligraphy class. So calligraphy is like fancy handwriting, right? That type of stuff. And at the moment, it didn't really make sense. Like he had taken a calligraphy class, right? And even many years after that, like looking forward, him trying to think, okay, what am I going to do with this calligraphy knowledge I've gotten? Like it's practically pointless. But when they developed the Mac computer at the time, in the 1990s, whatever, one of the things that really made it stand out was like its font style, because you know back in the day that was like a big thing. Like this was in 1990s. Not like now that like the iPhone didn't even exist then. So one of the things that really made it stand out was its font style, and the reason why the font style was able to make it stand out was because of this calligraphy class Steve Jobs took like many years ago. So it's only like at that point when like maybe the Mac was becoming successful, right? Apple was starting to become successful and all of that type of stuff, that when he looks back to when he took that calligraphy class, it now makes sense that yes, this calligraphy class was part of, like, it was supposed to be part of my journey. So I'm just making this two videos to encourage you and me and everybody else that needs encouragement, that maybe at the present moment something might feel extremely shitty and maybe just feel pointless, but you'll be surprised that this thing that feels pointless will really make sense later in the future looking back, right? And you just have to really believe in your goal. You just have to really believe in your vision. Like, there's no certainty. You can't know if what you're doing is going to come into fruition. You can't know if what you're doing is actually going to become something big, or you're just wasting your time. It's like you just have to have a goal, a dream, a vision, and just believe in it, and just try your best, and just work your hardest. And when it fails, or when things don't go according to plan, or when it's not, you know, moving the way you expected, you just have to iterate, adjust, try again, keep showing up, and so on and so forth, till eventually, hopefully, you get to that successful stage. And the thing is that a lot of people do get to that place, but at the same time, a lot of people don't. Things you can never know, right? Like you just can never know. So the point I'm trying to make from this little video is like, successful people, when we look at them, especially when we look at the positions they have gotten into today, we can easily feel discouraged that, you know, there's nothing for me, and there's no way I'm ever going to make it, and you know, it's all pointless, it's all hopeless, and we'll think that, you know, they are like special because they had the whole team mapped out, or they had the whole team figured out from the beginning, but they didn't. They were just exactly like you, just the way I am now, and I have dreams that, okay, I want to be rich, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be like a successful content creator, YouTuber, creative, whatever, etc. I want to have a successful online business, making millions of dollars every single month, every single year. It's like right now, it just sounds like a pipe dream, but like there's no visible paths. There's no, like, it doesn't even look like that's possible if I'm judging from my day-to-day reality. But I just have to keep going, keep trying, keep believing, keep improving, keep learning, keep iterating, and just keep going, because eventually maybe something I might be doing now that might just seem pointless, or it's maybe something like making these videos might just seem like, you know, has no effect. In the future, I might look back at something like this. It might not be these videos, you know, I don't know. It's usually in the future when you're looking back, but this might be one of those things that you look back on and just be so proud that you did it, and you'll be so surprised how pivotal, like how paramount it was for the success. Just like Steve Jobs with the calligraphy class, like how paramount that was to the success of the Mac. So if he never took that calligraphy class, probably the Mac would never have become as successful as it was. I hope everything I've said makes sense so far. I'll see you in the next video.